You are now locked in to the Sitting Down with the Sisters podcast.
Hi guys! Welcome back to another episode of Sitting Down with the Sisters. We are your hosts. I'm Ashley.
I'm Temi.
I'm Ayo.
And today we're gonna preach.
Oh, we preach.
We pray. We preach. We tell that.
Yeah, we do. Guys.
We do. Now this one, guys, is well overdue.
Yes.
And I know we say that a lot, but this one has been doing us here.
Do you know why? Because we be talking. Do you know we be talking about real life stuff?
Yeah, outside of this, hence why we do the podcast.
Uh-huh.
So today's episode, we want to touch on the fact that there's no such thing as an ugly duckling phase anymore.
And do you know what it is? I don't want to call it ugly duckling because
that word ugly as well. Let's
eradicate.
There's
that
no
quickly.
glow up phase.
There's no child being a child phase. I'll speak on it because basically I've been at work recently, and there's one babe and she watches the podcast. Oh, she's so sweet.
The hiccups came out of nowhere.
Sorry, darling. There's a babe that watches the podcast. I won't say her name because she might not want her name to be said, but like she's so lovely. And we've been having these conversations because in school both of us had like a hard time. And I was just explaining to her, like, now that I'm older, what I realized it's not that I was ugly, it's just I was a child. And why are you having all these expectations of how a child should look when they're going to school? It's not a fashion show. It's not an opportunity to show your best makeup trend, your best makeup trick. That's not the time for that. That's not what school is for. And we were just talking about how that stage where you're 11, you start secondary school at 11 and you finish when you're 16. That stage where you're supposed to just be a child growing up, going through puberty, learning yourself, your skin is,
it's no longer
if you're
there.
gonna have acne, whatever, like you're going through all of that. That stage is no longer an innocent child stage anymore. Now you start school, you might be an innocent child for maybe not innocent as in that way, but just innocent as in the things you do, the things you engage in. Sorry, you might be innocent for like year 7 max. From
and
year 8 onwards, you're wearing your wig bust down, laid,
40 inches.
Laid.
No, the girls are really showing off in secondary school these days.
And
I'm seeing it because my workplace is next to a secondary school. It's not far from a secondary school, and there's a shopping centre close by as well. So and to get to the train station, you have to go through a shopping centre. So there's always like school kids in there, and I'm just looking at, and I'm like, wow, this is really powerful.
Right.
Like the middle part, sleek, ponytail, long. Lash extensions, nails, sometimes full face of makeup, contour.
For school.
I'm like, first of all, when I still had puff.
I was doing cane roast, kid styles to school.
Guys, even year 11, have I told you the story? Mascara days. Year 11, I couldn't even wear mascara.
Me that I was peeling the mascara off my eyes.
Me that I was wearing, you know the shit.
With tissue and wet white water.
I was using it dry, pulling my eyelashes out.
You know the sheer lipstick. The most I would wear, you know sheer lipstick that there's no colour.
Me, I hadn't even started.
That's the most I'd done, yeah.
Mascara is all I knew. Mascara was all I knew. That one was even wild for me.
Mascara, did I have that?
Vaseline.
Mascara I had to steal from my mum. She would always lock her bedroom door, so I couldn't get it.
Honestly, to get in my mum's makeup bag in the morning was a challenge.
I'm just like, and during secondary school, I had acne, so for me it was very tough. So there was no me wearing makeup to cover it because the acne was coming through. Even if I did wear makeup, so I couldn't. But I'm so grateful for that phase because it's made me strong and powerful. But when I see school, I'm like, so then my question is now: do you think that the pressure is getting worse?
Oh, the pressure, and that's the thing. That's what I wanted to touch on because I don't want this to be like we're coming at the girls because
do you know why? Because they can you imagine young girls watching this and oh, these aunties,
that's
they've
not
come
again.
Haters. That's not with their
evaluate
25 plus who are talking
overage X Factor group.
The old, what do they call
the overs 25.
See what Simon was saying over their lives.
So do you know what I mean? We're not even here trying to say
it's not that. It's not that.
We're not hating at all. We're honestly just discussing it and comparing it to our
Why are you just dissecting?
And we're acknowledging why there's a change.
I'm actually I feel for you guys more than anything, because I actually think
that pressure
it stems from pressure.
Yeah.
Because when we was in school, like, let's not act like this is a new thing. There were always the girls in school that did their hair. There was the girls in school that did the makeup to school.
And let's be honest, a lot of the things that have been invented now did not exist back then as well.
Exactly.
Right, yeah, true.
It wasn't as easily
take all of that
Because
into
let's be honest, the pick and drop days, when the pick and drop was popping, that was what the girls did.
It was raining.
Yeah. Of course,
The things that people have now, obviously back in the day, to get a lace wig wasn't as easily accessible as it is now. Every girl can do the
only time you see on a lace wig was on a celebrity.
On Nicki Minaj.
Like Beyonce.
On Nicki. Yeah, Nicki Minaj. Yeah,
Rihanna, bad girl Riri.
Nowadays, their friends at school are the ones doing people's wigs.
Right,
like it's
they're entrepreneurs at 15 years old.
Which is what I love.
They're nail techs, hairstylists at that tiny age. So that's not what we're saying. We're essentially saying though, when are you gonna just have that childhood like to be free?
I don't think they will,
and I feel like they won't, because if you're already having to meet those standards, because you don't have to. And I was going to touch on this too, it always gladdens my heart when I can see a babe that's like maybe in between 11 and maybe 14, or even in the whole 11 to 16, and she looks like a kid. It gladdens my heart like all the time.
Being surrounded with girls that look just like, standing out and just being like doing your own thing, and just not feeling the pressure as much.
You want to feel older, you want to try things when you're younger, and naturally you'll feel the pressure. But like, you can tell whose parents are still saying, no, but you're a child and this is how you should carry yourself. And I was even going to mention that. I feel like, I don't know how to explain it, like there's a beauty in allowing yourself to be a kid. Sorry. And I was just going to say, when I was younger, I felt like, okay, like obviously you will feel like you're kind of the one that's the odd one out and stuff, but like now that I'm older, I can really appreciate it a lot.
And that's made you grounded, because now you're not gonna just go sway with the wind and do what the majority is doing.
And my confidence isn't in the fact that people are telling my wig is bust down. My confidence is in the fact that I have a personality that's worth talking about.
Right. And you have a beautiful
conversation.
And on top of that, you're beautiful as well. But that's not the only thing.
That's not the most important part
that you focus on. Right.
That's it. Yeah.
My question was, so do you think as parents then you're gonna install those rules and just let your kids, would you go down the path of letting them be themselves and just exploring and picking up the lashes and all these things through social media?
Do you know
or are you
what?
going to enforce those rules like, no, you cannot do this?
For me, I wouldn't even see it as rules. For me, I'll just let my child know what it is. I'll let them know that there's no rush to grow up, because there will come a time where you're going to be an adult, but you're only a child for so long. And of course, I want to give my child the freedom to be herself or himself, but that freedom doesn't now mean you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing at your age.
100%.
Me, I'm enforcing rules.
Same.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sorry.
It's not that you're telling me, oh, mum, because Keisha, she went and got claws on her hands. Me too. Claws for what?
Sorry,
I remember doing my first ever set.
I was going to talk about
French tips at 16 years old. My mum
was
literally let me. I will never forget.
Even when my mum let me, she was
16th birthday. I still couldn't believe it.
Even when my mum let me, she was looking at it like,
Exactly.
At 16,
Do you know?
and that was once. And then the next time I did
prom.
it was sixth form.
Same prom.
My first time ever was uni.
Do you know what I mean?
See,
like this is the thing. Like it's so crazy, because Thames Point is literally it. Like, you used to get excited that on your prom, your year 11 prom's the first time you wear a wig.
Because you
to do
wigs, do everything,
to do makeup, to do all of these things, to look glam.
But if you've been
whereas
doing
now you're
it
looking glam every weekend when you go out with your friends.
You've been doing it from year 8. What is special when
even the activities that I see them do, like do you know during secondary school, like when you'd go up and go to, like, I don't want to say the location, but you know that location where there's like a cinema and there's the bowling and there's the arcade, you'd be excited to do those sort of things. But then now I'm seeing kids like meet up and you're doing dress up, heels, to go wherever you're going, parties, like getting ID, fake age.
Guys, I was speaking to my work.
Where are you going?
I was speaking to my work colleague once, and I think her niece was turning in 15 or something like that. Guess the restaurant she got all her friends that she wanted to go to. Novikov.
Sorry?
15.
Huh?
Novi.
Where
Mayfair.
are they getting the money from?
They wanted to go Novikov.
The pressure is getting worse.
And it's just like...
Yeah, it is.
It's just a bit sad, really.
It is really sad, because
I'm sorry, me it was Pizza Hut, Domino's.
Oh!
What?
Oh!
What?
It's mad to me though, because say for instance that's what you're enjoying when you're 16. What do you think is left? Because you're enjoying it at 14, 15, 16. Do you not know that us 25-year-olds, that's what we're doing?
What do you have to look forward to?
If you're doing the same things as the 30-year-olds when you're 15, when you're 30,
what do you?
Is it that now you need to go to Antarctica to celebrate your birthday?
That goes into the discussion I had with my mum the other day as well. Like, I was telling my mum how from all through secondary school, like my parents were so strict. Like, it was crazy. Like, it's so hard to imagine the same parents that I have now were the same parents. Right. Because honestly, I don't want to say they don't care about me anymore. They do, but do you know what I mean? It's just like,
but it's not like they're not on your neck.
I can do whatever the hell I want. Like, honestly, but back then, I could testify. My parents were so strict. Like, the parties, I couldn't go.
Yeah, we weren't going.
And my first party,
and that's the point I wanted to make, was in regards to the parties. You know those parties where everyone will come to school and talk about it next day. You feel FOMO.
Me, I wasn't in the conversation.
I was the FOMO gang.
I wasn't in the conversation.
What?
Do you know what people would call me? They'll say the girl that never comes to the party.
The FOMO gang. And I remember this perfect example, that I was telling my mum the other day. You know, I was telling my mum couldn't believe she was even like that. She was like, I don't remember that. I was like, of course you remember.
Of course not.
You're not the one that affected. It was me.
Yeah. That's why we still remember.
I think this was literally guys, this was even sixth form. So I was like 17 or 16, 17, 18 at the time, So there was a party going on somewhere and I wasn't allowed. I was seeing some guy at the time. And then some of my other friends were going to that same party. And I remember telling my mum, like, Mum, all my friends are gonna be there. Can I go, please? This was my mum's response. She was just like, Temi, you can go, but because you have to be. This is how my mum said it, guys, honestly. The way she sympathized with me as well, and she was saying out nonsense from her mouth. She goes, Temi, you can go, but because you have to be back by 10 p.m. So how are you gonna go? How are you gonna? Guys, it was 8 p.m. She's like, how are you gonna get ready? How are you gonna go? And then you're gonna come back by 10 p.m.
That was their
because if
bag.
you're not back in this house by 10 p.m., I'll call your father.
That's why I never went, because when they tell you,
she gave me
you
the
can
most
go to a party,
unrealistic scenario that she knew I would never.
They'll say you can go to a party, but you have to be back at this time. My thing is, when they say that, I will literally be sitting there like, but by the time I get there, the time you're telling me that I need to be home, that's the time that the parties start.
Can we? You know what? And then she said, the ball is in your court.
That's why I would just be like, do you know what? I can't go.
I just went to my room. I didn't even respond.
Because what else is there to do?
And then the next day, the FOMO the next day.
And when they're talking about it.
Guys, I don't know. If you are from Southeast London, I don't want to be specific about the area, but if you know about Raveway back then, the under 16
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. I never attended a single one, but
same.
But how can I know so much about it? Because it was what I heard.
Facebook, you were seeing the pics.
You were seeing all the pics.
But guess what? All these things we're saying it. I promise you now, I appreciate it
so much.
Absolutely,
because it stopped us from getting involved in certain activity from a younger age.
Much.
It kept your innocence a little bit.
It made me the responsible woman that I am
today.
now, and I will forever be grateful. And if there's something that I can take from that, that would be something that obviously I can sort of customize it. Do my own thing, personalize it my own way, my own parenting styles. But I would take
something that you take.
Yeah.
Of course,
take it onto my kids.
Your story reminds me of another story that happened in sixth form.
I think I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Okay, anyway, I'm joking. Was it my story?
No, I know exactly what she's gonna say.
You do. You when I start saying it, you'll know.
Start.
No. How are we going to Westfield Stratford for someone's birthday? Yes, we're going Westfield Stratford. It's for someone's going to do bowling. Yeah.
Westfield Stratford. Okay, yeah.
Please believe. So I've got there on time because I've always been on time, babe.
The story.
Right.
No.
I'm there on time. I think I'm there with a couple people.
Yeah, I was there. Me and you.
We were there. Right. The time is going. People have not shown up. I'm thinking, my dad has told me what time I need to be home.
And then you start getting angry at the people.
Exactly.
They've not come.
I'm already getting angry.
You know, people around you are laughing. You're like this. But your heart is getting like this. You're like,
I'm looking at my friends. I know they're gonna call me. I'm standing there. I'm looking around. I'm like, so where are these people? They said it was gonna start at. They said,
but they're not here.
The time has come, and it's the time I know I need to leave so I can get home. By the time that my dad said, you guys know where Stratford is compared to where South London is, right? Cool. I've decided I'm going to be small, rebellious. I've decided that I'm going to stay small, wait until people come, at least wait for the birthday person to arrive so I can say happy birthday before I leave. Yeah. They've come. I'm getting a phone call. Ayo, where are you? Did I not tell you what time that you need to be home?
No.
Please believe, guys, I didn't bowl one ball. We didn't even enter that bowling alley before I had to go home.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember when you told
I'm
me.
seeing everybody at the top of the escalator. I'm waving bye-bye. I'm saying bye, guys.
They're coming down.
Coming out. I'm saying bye, guys.
And do you know
I'm going home. My dad said I need to go home.
Do you know what's more hurtful as well at that time? Even though now we can laugh at, we appreciate. At that time, it's not funny at all.
No,
It's the least bit humorous because you know people are looking at you like, why are you going?
No, they're looking at you. It's actually embarrassing. They're looking at
It
you
wasn't
like,
funny,
what?
actually.
They're looking at you like,
They're looking at you like, wait,
Well,
like
wait,
Actually, it was
your
not.
parents
the event hasn't
your
started.
Parents are on you like that. They have you like that. They have your ropes
Do
like
you know there was even one point.
My parents had me on
I
ropes.
got to a point where I stopped answering the calls.
because what else can you do?
Because you know I'm there with people, yeah. I'm gonna ask for a call for them to hear my dad shouting on the phone. guys, I'm getting home. My dad is waiting for me in the living room. He's looking at me. We're looking at each other.
Because what?
You know, as you're going home, you're on the bus. You're thinking, why are you stopping at the bus? No one is getting on. Drive on.
I need to do double speed.
Do you know sometimes you want to wait? You don't want to call back. You want to wait till you see them face to face.
Yeah.
But you know sometimes I couldn't wait, so I'll call them back after I've left, and then that's when they won't pick up. That's when you know
That's when you know they're pissed. And that's when you know this. When I'll deal with you when you get home.
What?
Guys,
No, but why are we having to leave when the actual event or the people get there?
Because the thing is, there's no point of even going.
I'll
in
be
the
honest.
first
I thought my
place.
parents were trying to ruin my life.
At that time,
No,
you
of
actually
course.
think
I thought they don't
You feel
want
like
me
your
to prosper.
parents don't want you to have a great time.
And
I
at
thought they
that
wanted to ruin my
point,
life.
like I even used to tell people, just don't ask me. I'm not coming. Because more time, I'm not asking my parents.
remember that.
There's no point. What's the point of asking them?
I'll never forget.
the same thing again and again.
I'll never
and again
forget.
and
There
again
was a
and again.
time. Do you know what it is? You just have to get to a point where it's like you settle in the boundaries that you have.
Yes.
And you
And
just
just
you
make
have to
fun from
accept it.
Yeah.
Because there was a point where for us specifically, I remember in sixth form, our friendship group, they were
Here we go.
Oh no.
our friendship group was planning to go on a certain holiday. And do you know in the past, I was the type of person where I'd be like, yeah, I'm coming,
Knowing
yeah.
you're not.
And knowing I wouldn't even ask my parents, knowing damn well I'm not coming. This one, I'd already accepted. I said, guys,
Actually, we sat on the side. We said, we know we're not coming. We'll just be here.
we're here for moral support.
We're here for moral support.
There were people that lied and they believed they were going on that trip,
Right.
but us, we accepted.
Yeah, I'm gonna start that one.
Because no, guys, I don't think you understand like the hype
know what to
that
say.
was built around this holiday for none of them to go.
And you know when that happened, I can't lie, that would actually make me happy. You know when you couldn't go somewhere and
then
it gets
cancelled.
cancelled? Yes. I don't have to hear about it. So we're saying all that to say to the young ones, because we know we have young people who watch our pod who are in secondary school, even sixth form. Enjoy being a child.
Enjoy it. Because as much as we're saying, why were they doing us like that? Like now that I'm older, I completely
I'm
appreciate
so
it.
grateful for
You're
it.
gonna appreciate it so much.
Because some of you don't know when to go home.
And you know what's crazy? What's crazy, that's facts.
You don't know when to go home.
What's crazy is like, as much as you think your parents are ruining your life, now they're just setting you up with good boundaries. Because even now that I'm 25 and more time we can do whatever the hell we like, it's giving me like integrity. Like, no, I don't need to be a street rat.
Right.
Like, I actually don't need to.
Absolutely.
Actually, I don't
You know
need
when
to
to
be
get
there.
up and
What
go.
am I doing
And I
there?
You know when
to be
to
at
leave your
every
house
event.
and you know when to be home.
They taught us to be selective. You don't need to be at every
That's what they were teaching us.
single thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
They also taught you that there's certain things that come with age.
Yeah.
Certain environments that come with age.
Yeah, and also to acknowledge
That.
there are some parents though, unfortunately,
too-
Of course, that are
still
overbearing.
very overbearing,
And you're only
at
setting
this
your child
age.
up for,
Fair
you
At
know.
this age, you know, at their grown age, they
Yeah.
still feel like they have to be controlling and
Yeah.
do certain things. It is sad because
And that's
I
a
don't
flaw
think that's not
in
good
parenting.
parenting
Yes,
in my
it's a flaw
eye
in
at all. It's a
parenting.
very big flaw for
sure.
whatever reason.
Of course. But at the end of the day, we'll never understand until we're parents
Oh,
ourselves.
that's facts. And a lot of people parent from trauma.
Absolutely.
Like, if we're being honest, that's where
Yeah,
they're
of
coming
course.
from. And like, do you know what? It's interesting because obviously you asked at the beginning, is it parenting that it should control these kind of things? Yes, I do think so. But then I also think at the end of the day, we can't sit here and say that all the parents
We
that
can't
are now
put it
parenting
all on the
these
parents,
people
yeah.
aren't having the boundaries. I actually just think we have a more rebellious young generation now, where if their parents say no, they're still going. And they'll, if not, they'll also just lie to their parents where they're going.
They're gonna do whatever they can to do.
They just create
whatever.
sneaky kids.
Yeah, or you'll be like, oh, I'm going to my friend's house. You're sleeping there. No, but you're in Hertfordshire when you live in London.
Right, and that's where problems start to occur.
Yeah, because then if you go
Not
missing,
hurts.
you go missing. Your parents think you're in Greenwich, but you're
not.
You're in Manchester.
And
You're in
you know,
Edmonton.
Can I be honest? Like, unfortunately, those parents that create the sneaky kids, unfortunately, you can't blame the kids. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You cannot blame the kids.
I think half and half, you know.
Really?
Because for me, like, when I was younger, when your parents are strict, they create liars.
That's what I'm trying to
But
say.
then there's a certain
It's what
extent,
they've
like,
created.
I never went too far. So I think it depends on how extreme. If you're the type
That's what
of
I'm
parent,
saying.
okay,
But
so
if it's very, very extreme,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
oh,
when
yeah,
they
of
Of course,
create
yeah.
the
Then that's a
sneaky-
whole
Like,
you know,
different conversation.
there are some very extreme parents
Oh, yeah,
out there.
yeah,
So those are
yeah.
the ones I'm talking about.
But I'm just even saying there's going to be, even the parenting we had would cause us to want to lie sometimes. But that didn't mean that our parenting was bad. It was just because obviously we're going through that age where we want to do what our friends are doing.
Yeah,
that wasn't a
one's
reflection
different.
of
That's
our
just us
parents.
being
Yeah,
the
That was
age.
just
exactly.
us at that
And
age.
at that age, yeah.
You're going to feel that way. I don't want to give you a false pretense as well. You're going to still feel that way. When your parents tell you can't do certain things, you can't have certain things, you can't wear certain stuff.
That will
and
only make you
you're
wanna
still
do it
gonna
more.
feel.
Oh
You're
my
still gonna feel that
God.
way still to this, like when they're telling you now.
just put-
But
you
like
just
you have
giving
to
me-
have perspective.
You're giving me PTSD.
You have to see the bigger picture.
You have to see the bigger picture, and you have to also just see the beauty in the stage that you're at. Because as much as like after a while, I didn't care that I wasn't going. I'm not gonna lie. Even in school, I didn't care.
Yeah, facts.
But obviously, that's my personality type. I can understand. Like that's more my bag. If I know I can't do something, I'm not gonna cry about it for the rest of my life.
Facts.
I'm just gonna be like, okay,
That
me,
part.
I'm the girl that doesn't go to party.
Oh, I cried.
No, that's fine, but everybody has different personality types, and then people can relate to different people on the pod. Like they might see you, Tem, and say, "Oh, Temi really affected her, whatever." Cool, that's fine. Like, no, I know that you're going to be fine because you know what? That's not the fact. You're gonna
the
be
end
able
all
to.
be all.
You're gonna be able to go out.
Of course, it's not
You
permanent.
are.
It's
Guys, my
temporary.
mum used to want to control my dress. Like, she used to
Yeah,
dress
you're
me.
dressing. Yeah, I remember.
If we didn't have school uniform, she would dress me every day to school. No, I'm not even joking. Like, I know my mum's gonna watch this as well. You know it's
Do you
true,
know what's
mum.
crazy as well? Tell
She
me wanted to do.
wanted to
Tell me
dress
wanted to do all the
me.
latest trends.
I just wanted to just do
All
my own
of them.
thing,
You
just
but
wanted
she
to do-
wanted-
Tell me wanted to do all the latest
dress
trends.
me.
If you see the way Temi would sometimes wear her socks
You
with
know,
her
from
skirt.
church to like even days that we had, you know, red nose day.
Mate.
She's like, no, this is what you're
The
wearing.
hairstyles Tem
She
would
didn't
do
even
to
ask,
school.
"Oh, do you want this? This is like this."
Yeah.
Should have put it out already.
The hairstyles Tem would do to school.
My mum wanted to control it all, but
Do you
thank
know-
God
do
for
you-
grace.
Do you know what's
actually
mad
so
about
done.
that clothes day? They were even exposed myself even more. I was the babe that wore my school uniform every own clothes day.
Yeah, I remember.
Why? Because I'm not going to be dragged for filth in this place. I'm not. I knew that how my parents dressed me, the clothes that my parents have bought for me, they cannot stand in this school.
I think they will not stand the
Guys,
test
They will
of
not
time.
stand. So I said, let me save myself from
Do
embarrassment.
you know what? I want to say this quickly before we round up because I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
So do you remember, like, not remember, but do you know when we look back at our throwbacks, like pictures from when we were younger and stuff?
Yeah.
And have we noticed some of the reactions that we get from each other where we're just like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Why was my hair like that? I think that adds to it as well because at the end of the day, we were still kids.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should
Right.
give each other grace.
100.
Like, especially when you see throwbacks of your friends or even yourself.
Yes.
Just be like, rather than that reaction of ew, it could be like haha, oh my god.
And I'm
my
grateful
like,
for those
do you know
pictures,
what I mean?
you know?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for
I'm
those
such a
pictures.
picture holder. I still have some throwbacks that I'm not gonna lie. It can be a bit embarrassing,
Oh my
but
gosh,
I don't. I'm starting
you don't
to
say that. You
tell
can
myself
show your
I'm not
children
embarrassed
that.
anymore. I don't care. That was me.
Because I was a kid.
I was a kid. What did I
we
know?
wasn't trying
That
to be perfect and
That
be
was
adults.
like whatever was trending back then
Yeah.
was what it was. Like, you know, the tutus,
And it is what it
the
is.
plimsolls, the different
There's beauty
colours,
to
the
grow.
gloves,
Coloured
the hair
laces.
Everything.
You know, the
Everything, the
baby
rhinestones,
hairs,
the gems,
rhinestones,
everything.
down to the dummy.
Me-
Do you remember those?
Let's talk about it. The coloured clips,
I didn't do that
everything.
one,
You'll
though.
never catch me with a dummy in my mouth.
I didn't do that
I'm
one.
done.
I didn't do
Sorry,
that
I
one.
have to just lay that
I
one
didn't
out
do
on
that.
the
I just
floor.
wanted to say like that was part
But
of the
that was
trend.
that was
Like,
part
you
of it,
know.
yeah.
And the thing,
Wow.
the thing that was beautiful about how the thing that was beautiful about the way we grew up was that you grew. Like nowadays, it's sudden. Everything is you are a child. Now you're wearing lace frontal. But there was no in between of you're figuring out which
Like looking at
hairstyle
the
you
picture
like.
from before and now and just seeing the difference.
There's
of
no-
growth.
there's
No,
Yeah.
let me see what hairstyles I can do with my real hair.
I
Let
promise,
me
you know,
see.
you know the kids, the 15-year-olds now. If I ever put my picture next to them,
What?
I would be a clown.
They'll be calling us dead thing. They say, I was like, how you went to school? Flipping out.
We'll be made a mockery.
A
of.
mockery. But there's something. And I want you guys to know there's actually something so beautiful about it. Why? Because you're a kid. You shouldn't be thinking about how attractive am I to boys when you're in 11 to 16 years old.
Just live your life.
That's it.
You're gonna have the rest of your life to worry about boys.
Even like from like outside looking in, when you look at young kids, nobody should be looking at kids and saying, "Oh, she's not pretty." Look, she's a kid. It's not about being pretty when you're 11 to 16 years old. It's not about being pretty when you're a kid. It's about being a kid.
You preach.
That's it.
Let puberty happen naturally.
That's what I'm saying. Let puberty run its course.
Let puberty and boys in that age group bracket. You two be kids. Stop trying to get
getting waves, trying to get the trims. Just be yourself.
Even just the behavior, the expectations you have of girls, the way you speak to girls, what you think girls should be like.
Or just your behavior day to day. Like how you conduct yourself.
Or feeling like you have to take a girl to Hakkasan and all these things. Or feeling honestly, just be young.
Feeling like you have to engage in certain activity from a young age to prove that you're that guy. You're a kid.
You want the next Moncler, the next designer
Come
item.
on. It's all right. Breathe, relax.
And take it easy.
Everybody keep their clothes on as well. You're 11 to 16. Yeah?
No, speak on it.
Keep your clothes on. Please. And last but not least, enjoy yourself. Because this phase of your life doesn't last forever.
It will go in the blink of an eye.
And when it goes, you'll wish you could go back.
Yes.
You have so much more time to learn how to do the best makeup. You will literally have... I'm still learning now.
Oh, please tell me about it.
We're all learning.
Life is a learning game.
You know the makeup trends is changing every single minute.
I'm still
from what we used to do before. It's changed now. Before you know it, it's going to change again.
That's what I'm saying. It's ever changing. So like you said, enjoy.
You want to have stuff to learn. Enjoy your childhood. Yeah. Beauty and all of that, it comes later.
It does it.
Okay.
And on that note, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, SDWTS podcast.
Thank you for sitting down.
We'll see you on our next episode.
Bye, guys. Bye.